Alright, so just like we started in one-point perspective with basic cubes, we're going to start two-point perspective with basic cubes as well. Now the difference between one-point and two-point perspective, the first difference is that there are two vanishing points as opposed to just one. And in one-point perspective, you could place your vanishing point anywhere along the horizon line that you wanted. Whereas in two-point, you need to place them as close as you can to the edge of your paper. So I'll put in one vanishing point here and one vanishing point here. Now, with one-point perspective, we started with a single square. With two-point, we're going to start with a single line. Many people find two-point perspective to actually be easier than one-point. So I'll start out with a single line. Now, this single line represents the corner of an object. So if I'm drawing a cube, like this dice here, die, the line that I just drew represents this line right here between the 4 and the 6. This line right here. So this line here is this line right here. So we're actually drawing it below the horizon line, so our shape will end up looking like this when we're all finished. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make two lines or orthogonals to the vanishing points, so here and here. I'm going to start with the top of this shape right here, the top of the line that I just made. So I'm going to very lightly put a line to the vanishing point on the right and a line to the vanishing point on the left. Then I'm going to do the same thing down here. From this point here on the bottom to this right vanishing point, and then another one to the left vanishing point, just like this. So the rule about two-point perspective is basically if you have a slanted line and it's not going to one vanishing point or the other one, something's wrong. Now, I've got a shape that basically almost looks like a long paper-thin wall. So I want to end the shape just like we did with one-point perspective. So I'm going to take my ruler and I'm just going to line it up with that first single line that I made, and I'm just going to move it down, keeping this line parallel with this line. Then I'm going to do the same thing on this side here. Take it, start out with that single straight line that we made, move it over to the left now, make a single straight line. So, I've got the beginning of the end for my box here. Now this is the tricky part, because now we need to go to opposite vanishing points in order to make the top of the shape. So if the shape is below the horizon line, we see the top. If it's above the horizon line, we see the bottom. So I'm going to take this point here and go to this opposite vanishing point, just like so. And it's okay to kind of stop early. You don't need to take it all the way there. So I'm going to go over here and do the same thing opposite. And see, now I'm going to come in here and erase away my excess lines and my orthogonals. Just like this. See, now I've got a cube drawn in two-point perspective, as if we're seeing the dynamic corner of the cube. Now, if I'm drawing an object in the sky, it's the same procedure. So I start with a single line, just like this. Then I take the top point to the right vanishing point, and then the left vanishing point. didn't actually make the line there. Then I'm going to do the same thing down here. One vanishing point and then the other one. Then, just like before, the next step is to end the shape. So I'm going to take and hold it on this single line, and I'm just going to move it on over, making sure to keep this line and this line parallel. Then I'm going to do the same thing, starting here, moving over, keeping this line and this line parallel. So ideally, all three of these should line up like little soldiers. Then, just like I did here, I'm going to take this point here on the left, and I'm going to take it to the right vanishing point, and this point on the right, I'm going to take it to the left vanishing point. And see, now we have a little cube floating in the sky. So, what you all are going to do is you're going to give me 1, 2, 3, 4 cubes. Good luck, and may the force be with you.